amazing and awesome people, BoJess here, and welcome back to the Resident Evil 7 Guest House build. In this episode, we will be moving on to building the basement very shortly. We just need to finish up polishing up the, first floor of the house. And once we get that done, we're definitely moving down to the basement. Now, the reason why I moved to the basement instead of upstairs is because I thought it was going to be easier. Man, I was so far from being right. Oh, the basement, first of all, was challenging because I forgot how to build a basement. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I completely forgot how to build the basement. So I built the bottom, the floor of the basement, or the walls of the basement. And then I'm like, okay, how do I make the hole in the floor so that I can put the stairs or the ladder or whatever? Because I want to put stairs there. I've decided instead of taking the easy way out, I'll just build my own stairs. And I'm actually pretty proud of how they came out. You'll see them here in a little bit. I do edit me messing around with trying to figure out the basement out. I completely edit most of that out because it was such a nightmare. I think I spent a good half an hour trying. No, it wasn't that long, about maybe 20 minutes trying to get figure out how to do the basement. And what I needed to do was select the basement, and then go up to the first floor, and then delete, because it makes a yellow outline of your basement, and you select remove roof, I believe, or remove floor. I think it's roof. And then I was able to finally build it, and I was like, oh, what a nightmare. And there's that hole sitting up there, and I'm like, I don't care. I will fix the hole in the roof later. I don't care. So here I am now building the stairs. So what I decided to do was put in the, what do you call those? Pillars. I think those are called pillars. No, that's not what they're called. Yeah, it is. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, and use the shelves as like little stepladder things. And then at about this time, I realized I don't have any room to build the massive hallways that I need. And I'm like, you know what? I will go and polish some more of the house because I don't know what to do. So I just started polishing the house up, and I think I actually finished this room before I go back down there. What I ultimately decide to do, though, is completely, just take out oh, I'm tripping over words again. I'm so awesome at commentating, can't you tell? Anyway, so I decide to take out the, you know what I'm doing here. In the game, there's these two poles sticking up, and I was trying to figure out how to recreate those poles, because they don't stick up that far. They don't go all the way to the roof like the pillars do. So I use the lights. I know it's silly, but it kind of worked out, and I liked it, and I'm like, you know what? It looks interesting. I don't care. But anyway, I cut out most of the hallway, most of that little corridor type hallway where where it's flooded in the game. I cut out most of that and kind of improvised around it. It really wasn't needed anyway, so I don't know. I like the way it ended up. I think it turned out pretty awesome. I am looking at the house going, oh, it's so pretty, I love it. And now I'm going, oh god, I have to figure out how to work this, how to make this work. I ended up making that little room, moving it over a little bit more, and that was the winning ticket. I was like, yes, I can finally make it. I just realized that I've been calling the ladder I built stairs. I don't know why I do that. I always call ladders stairs, and I don't know why. I am such a weirdo. Oy. Oh well. Anyway, ladder, not stairs. Alright, so I have a little bit of a hard time building the base. That was the other thing I was going to talk about. First it started with actually building the basement and getting the hole to the floor. Then the problem became the basement is very dark. And all the pictures that I had taken of this whole house build, the basement was too dark, and I couldn't actually tell in the pictures exactly where I was looking, exactly what was there. So this little part here goes a little bit slower, kind of like when I first started out. It was kind of slow in getting to building, and then the second episode I got like a lot of the house done. Well, this episode's gonna be kind of like that, where it takes me a while to get going, but once I get going, I finish like so fast. I think it's gonna be, this episode is most of the basement, or half the basement, and then I think the next episode, if I'm not mistaken, because I started working on it a little bit, but not quite, done enough to be able to say how far I actually make it in my editing. But in the fourth episode, I will definitely get a lot more done than I think that I do in this episode. What ended up happening is, because of how dark it was, I actually was going and watching my Let's Play of it and trying to see things, pause it in certain areas. But I didn't look around enough. Like, I looked around a little bit, but just not enough. So what I ended up doing was going back and playing the game over again. And I started it in normal mode instead of easy. And yeah, it's a little bit harder. Mia killed me. Spoiler alert, sorry about that. If you haven't played the game, go watch my Let's Play. It's awesome. But so she's way more vicious. She really is. But anyway, so I like, in the video that I made, I just looked around at everything, and there was a whole bunch of stuff that I ended up missing that I didn't notice in the pictures, that I didn't take pictures of, and I actually ended up going back and revamping a lot of the things that, like this little area, definitely I revamped this little area, and then that first little area you get into after this, I revamped that up a lot. Oh, you'll see. And it's amazing how much of a difference it makes from going and taking pictures to just saying screw it and going and doing video instead. Or like sitting there watching a Let's Play. This little thing right here, I didn't know how I was going to build it, because basically what it is it's like 3 pillars, and there's like wood planks all over the place, kind of like some of them are crooked and sideways, and I'm like, there's no way of making the wood planks or anything crooked. So I originally started out with the shelving, and then I found that little thing with the wood and just kind of placed it all over the place. It looks a little weird, but I actually really like how that turned out as well. This part of the house definitely works your mind of like how to make certain things look how it does in the game, if that makes any sense. Like it really boosts your creativity, because if you really want it to look like the house, you've got to come up with something else. You've got to get creative and find new ways of making the things the way you want the way they look in the game. Same goes with like these pipes. Most of them in the game are like horizontal, so I actually put quite a few of those around, but not as many as I would have liked to have, because there isn't no horizontal. There's only the vertical piping in the game, but it's really cool to have that in the game. There's actually, and I think it's gonna be in the next episode, I'm pretty sure, the one room that you get into and there's like a medical bed. It was freaking awesome. Yeah, I put in the buy debug cheat, and I was able to actually put a medical bed in there. And I really need to actually focus on just this episode instead of talking about the next episode too. And it's not even out yet. I'm so weird. I just have so much stuff that I want to talk about. I'm very excited. At the current time making of this video, I am so close to being done. I actually have the attic done. All I need to do is polish a few things up, kind of go through and look at it a little bit more with like a fresh look, because I actually just got done building it and I'm so tired, like my eyes have strained because I've been working on the house pretty much all day. I've probably put a good 9-10 hours total into this build. Like, it's insane how long it takes to make these houses. And then when you're sitting here watching, it just flies by. It's just gone, and the house is like pretty much done within, I would say, a few hours. The whole house is done to you, but for me, it took me like 10-15 hours to make this whole house. It's insane. I absolutely love it. Now I'm thinking about how long it's taking to make just the guest house. Can you imagine how long it's going to take me to make the actual house, the main house? Oh man, that's gonna be absolutely insane. All right, so this little piece that I just had out there, in the basement, there is a empty bed frame. It's just the bed frame. It kind of looks like it might have been a bunk bed or something, but there's no like metal framed beds. I even go through the beds and I'm trying to make one and I'm trying to think of something, and I was like, well, maybe I could put the beds on top of each other, and I could have done that, but then I don't know, for me, it wouldn't make sense because the mattresses are there. So I decided to take this little metal piece that you see now and put that there instead. And in that little cage that you just saw there's actually like a little metal frame bed in there as well. And I actually put, I'm trying to think of what those, it's like a little bench. It's those little wooden bench things. I actually put 2 of those on top of each other, and I kind of felt that it worked. Another thing, this little cage here, I don't know if you've played the game and really tried to look in there. There's actually a tiny little like cage inside of that cage that I noticed. So I end up throwing that in there too. So I'll put one of those little prison cell, I don't even know what that's called, like a prison cell door, I guess? I don't know what those are. I mean, I know that they came with the get to work. Oh, there's me putting those 2 metal pieces together, thinking, hey, maybe I could make a bed out of this, and went, nope, that is not gonna work. So then I start using these little things. But there's so much stuff in this area, and I thought that, hey, the basement's gonna be so easy, and the basement was not easy. It was very time consuming because there's so many little, like, there's little trash bags and little boxes all over the place, and what else? There's so much weird stuff in this basement, and you don't really think about all the weird stuff that's in here until you actually start trying to build it. If you've played this game, or if you haven't, start a new game and go and just try to like pay attention to all the finer details, like every little detail, and you'll see what I mean. It's absolutely insane. I should be getting on to the revamping of this area pretty soon because, that little cut right there, I think that was the point where I was like, I can't see anything. I don't know what to do. Everything's too dark. Yep, that's what that cut was. Because then I went and decided to make the whole video, and oh goodness, that reminds me. So, it was during the day that I was doing this. I usually play games at night. Well, I got this sweet little girl, and she's kind of semi-watching, a little bit here and there, and she's watching her little TV, and she watches her the TV show's called Mia and Me. She loves it. She absolutely loves it. Well, I think I was talking or something, and I said something about Mia. So she comes over and is watching, and the character in this game, one of the main characters, is named Mia. So she was actually getting mad at Mia when Mia attacks you. She was getting so angry and yelling at Mia over attacking me, and I'm like, dude, go watch your TV show. Stop watching this game. Stop it. Oh, jeez, it was horrible. And she was asking me, like, why is Mia being so mean? And I'm like, oh, go watch your TV show. Oh, she's so goofy. I think she likes watching these things, though, like horror games and stuff. And I try not to play them around her because, well, you know, she's a kid. It's probably not good for their little brains. They can't comprehend it. Poor little thing. So I was just up there in the kitchen and I redid that little part because it when you get into the house, if you actually look at the kitchen, there's like a I don't even know what it's called. It's like a little, I don't even know what it's called. That thing that I had just made, whatever that thing is called, that there's one in the, what is it? It's a, like arch, that's what it's called, is an arch. Oh, there's my little cage. My cage within the cage. Anyway, the little arch. I went up there and made that little arch because there is kind of like an arch in the kitchen that I didn't notice before. I didn't make that cage very big just because you can't really tell how big it actually is. I imagine it's much bigger than that, but you're not going to be able to get in there. So I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. It just needs to be there. And oh man, it cracked me up the toilet. The toilet just cracks me up that there's actually a toilet in here. Oh, that makes me laugh. I do wonder though, is it a working toilet? Does it work? We'll pretend that it works. Actually, if you do like a little let's play in this house, I wonder, 'cause I'm thinking about actually doing that. I'm actually thinking about doing a little let's play of this house. You know, maybe make Jack and Marguerite and stuff and doing a little let's play and see how much stuff actually works in this house. I think that would be a lot of fun. Anyways, so this video is coming to an end really fast, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode here. Let me know what you thought of this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Either way, let me know. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Night night.